Hello, good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to the first session of Road to IEEEXtreme 18.0, organized by the IEEE Sri Lanka Section together with IEEEXtreme ambassadors all around student branches across the country. We have put together a program that covers just about everything that you need to get you started on your extreme journey. Road to Extreme will provide you with the best resources and guidance to help you unlock your maximum potential at IEEEXtreme. I'm Ashwini Jayaman, the IEEEXtreme Ambassador of University of Colombo School of Computing, and I'll be the moderator for today's session. So to get our program started, I invite Eranga Kodduaku, our Section Ambassador of IEEE Sri Lanka Section, to deliver the welcome speech. Over to you, IE.
Thank you, Ashwini. Good evening, everyone. Our distinguished speakers, dear participants, and fellow IEEE members. So, I'm very happy to see such an participations are waiting to engaging with this session series. So, as you all know, IEEEXtreme is more than just a 24 hours competition, programming competition. It's a celebration of creativity, problem solving, and teamwork. Right. So, over 17 years, this competition has brought together thousands of students around the world. The challenging them push to their boundaries in their technical skills and outside of the box. So, as we kick off this series, we have planned 9 sessions of technical and non-technical knowledge and skills that you need to have with you about to compete and win the competition. So I'm kindly invite you and welcome you to the first session as well as the upcoming sessions which we host in each and every every week. So we have shared with you a session guide also, so you can see the screen also. So as this session flow, we have mastering data structures and algorithm, and team dynamics means the team collaboration that you need to have, and the uh, co- competitive programming skills. Likewise, we have organized such technical topics, as well as we are organizing some events that you need to have with you as a organizers, uh, and mostly we are organizing a proctor awareness sessions, that how you need to deal with the proctors, because a lot of uh, team members doesn't know how to deal with the proctors. So that we also covering that aspect also with this session series. So you, if you refer this the competition session series guide, so you can get uh, some idea that how much uh, uh, area we will cover throughout this series. So I'm not taking that much time, because we have our speakers with us to share that their experience and expertise with you. So I'm warmly welcome you all to this session, as well as upcoming sessions. So thank you very much. Over to you, Ashwin.
Thank you, Arangaya. As the very first milestone of this series, we have Champions Playbook, where IEEEXtreme World Champion teams will be giving their invaluable insights to the competition. So today we have Mr. Chethiya Abeysighe, who is a software engineer at Google, and Mr. Varuna Jayasiri, who is a machine learning researcher at labml.ai, and Mr. Lalintha Polpitiya, who is a senior software engineer at MathWorks. These are the winners of IEEEXtreme 3.0 joining with us. So hello and welcome to Road to IEEEXtreme. It's incredible to have you guys here with us today. So let me offer my sincere thanks for making time to join our program. So to get things started, could you introduce yourselves? Give us a brief introduction about yourselves, sirs.
Right, I'll go first then. Hi, I'm Chethiya. So spent 15 years. I participated in the IEEE Extreme 3. So yeah, since I left the university in 2011, okay, I've worked at a few places. We did a startup, and I was working in another startup called Odoc. Help them get started with their initial apps. And then for a short time I worked for another company, and then I joined Google. For last nearly 5 years I'm in Google Australia. Yeah.
Mr. Lalintha, why don't you introduce yourself as well?
Hi, Pari. So can you go next?
So, Lalintha, can you go?
Okay. So actually I'm currently a senior software engineer at the MathWorks. I completed my PhD at the University of Miami, and my main research focus was uncertain reasoning in artificial intelligence. It's like prior to that, I worked for a software company. It's like Millennium IT was the name at that time. Now it is, I think, LSEG Technology. And during my graduate studies, I worked some research positions between the departments as well as in NOAA. That is some brief introduction about some of my how my career was progressing. And it's like about the IEEE activities. I was involved from the very first of the inception, from the IEEE student branch at the University of Morotua and the young professionals and IEEEXtreme. And this is why it's around 16 years now. Yeah, so that's kind of brief of it. Pari.
Hi, I currently work at as at a machine learning startup, working with LLMs. Before that, I mostly worked on a bunch of startups here, and that's it.
Okay, thank you for that introduction. So the questions will be open for you guys today, so so that you guys can answer whatever the questions that you're more comfortable with. So I hope you can remember the IEEEXtreme memories from back then. So to give brief, our new participants will be participating in IEEEXtreme 18.0 this year. So you guys can give your insights into the competition and memories. So, are there any specific inspirations behind your choice to participate in IEEEXtreme? Anything that drove you? Any competitions that you guys participated before joining IEEEXtreme?
Okay. What's the answer that? I'll try to answer that. Like both of you can chip in. So yeah, like we are coming from a programming background back from like our school days. So mainly we participated in international Olympiad in informatics, and yeah, all three of us were into like programming competition since from like Paula and I were in the same school, were in same class actually for a while, and Parinda I knew from like when I was like grade 9. So yeah, even though he's from Colombo, yeah, that's basically we loved coding. Yeah.
Okay, so so that was an inspiration from IOI, I suppose. So coming from IOI and coming from programming background, were there any specific methods or basically how did you prepare for IEEEXtreme? Can you walk us through your preparation process if you can remember, like any ways you practiced and any resources that help you?
Well, you wanna take a go like on like how we get into IEEEXtreme maybe, yeah, because Lalintha is the one who actually brought this thing. So that's how we got introduced. Maybe yeah, he can try to remind how like we got into it.
So it's like I think the three of us knew each other for a long time since the school days. I think we participated in National School Software Competition. I think that is the time that three of us got to know. And I remember it's like Chethiya and I were representing Malide College at the time, and we were always trying to get the trophy to our school at that time. And so during the National School Software time competition time, we get together to the home and we are starting practicing. And somehow, I think we won it 2 times for Malide College. And so and then so we were always meeting Pari, and it's like Pari. So it's like the competitive team from the other side. Pari was leading that, and then apart from that, I think all of us were participated in mathematics challenge competition as well. I think so that is also some kind of a thing. And then Pari and Chethiya represented Maths Olympiad as well, and that part. So then when we consider about the IEEEXtreme, actually it was something. It's something fascinating when we see the memory lane 15 years back, because at the very first time we feel that we did it perfectly, but it seems that when we think we can, it's like some kind of a goosebumping thing. It's like how we managed all of those organizing those tiny tips to make it feasible. It's like within a very short time. If I mention about the time, it's like October 1st was the initial date. The new XCOM was introduced at the University of Moratuwa, and then 12th of October was the deadline for the registration. So that at that time we were managed to actually, at that time we were going through some of the it's like some good students at the University of Moratuwa, and we invited them to make teams, because at that time this competition was not that much popular. So we need set of teams to host the competition, and then we need set of proctors. So and I remember we were going to discuss with almost all the staff members at the University of Moratuwa who are dealing with the it's like technical arena. So then our team was proctored by Professor Sisil Kumarwadu, and also I would like to mention Professor Gihan Dias, and who was sponsoring for the competition and all of those refreshment and everything from the LK Domain Registrar, and then the Professor Rohan Munasinghe. So they were proctoring initial those 12 teams participated from University of Moratuwa. And so by the 12th of October, we were managed to register 12 teams to the competition. So then we had another 12 days for all the organizing and all of the participant thing. But I think I remember it's like we had the generators and we had the highest bandwidth. We were able to dedicate highest bandwidth for our lab is because LK Domain Registry is the one that is moderating all the internet, those domains and everything at the country at that time. And then it's like so we were managed to set up all of the printers. I mean, it's like when we started the competition, because we made all of those facilities available. I think some non-academic staff started working with us early in the morning, and they distributed all of the printed program statements on our desk, because we didn't have to spend time on searching and all of those things, because at that time I think we didn't use external monitors as well for the first one, because because it was the first time, we didn't have any pressure of participating on any of these things. We just there. So, and it's like that's how some kind of a brief overview about that time.
Right. So, were there any specific resources that help you? So, these days, I would say people would like to practice on HackerRank and sites like that. So, were there any specific resources or books you refer to or sites you refer to that help you prepare for this competition?
Yeah, I guess at that time we practiced mainly problems. We in parallel, we were also trying to like compete in the ICPC, ACMI law. I think we were practicing on ICPC problems too. Yeah, HackerRank is one of the platforms, and there were few other like oldish one, but nowadays I think HackerRank is probably is quite popular. And
I think code forces
Varuna,
is
you
more.
probably know better, right? Yes.
I heard that HackerRank is not very good anymore, and code forces
I
is
see.
where all the guys.
I remember that
So,
time it's like the top coder, and also we were going to some of the USACO problems.
Yeah, and we did a bunch of like ACM problems too.
Yeah.
yeah, like I think if you want to get into to the practice of solving problems and learn the theories, fundamentals, and all, I think still USACO is like one of the best place to start, I guess. But yeah, if you once you got into the rhythm and once you like know the basic theories and whatnot, then practicing on harder problems, depending on what stage you're in, is the way to go. I haven't been into computer programming for a long time. Probably Varuna is the most recent one out of three of us. So if you have any suggestions, yeah.
Yeah, I think code forces is, and these like large companies had some competitions, but they let go of them during the decision. So I think code forces is where all the top people are taking part. So that must be where all the good stuff is.
Okay, so now that we have talked about the resources, can you tell our participants if there's a way that you can I would say a generic way to tackle a competitive programming problem in a competition? Is there a way to look at a problem and decide how to solve it? Is there a specific way you would advise our participants to do that?
I don't think there's anything different from that and solving any other problem. So you just have to go about it as you do, like try to solve any problem, like think about it, figure out the solution, see if it's correct, and so on, like, and then finally implement it.
Yeah. And when it comes to the teamwork, I think individually, yes, I think it's up to the capabilities of the team to like figure out what like best fit for their team. So I think I'm sure now, like back then in IEEEXtreme, like all three participants could use their own computers. So if it's possible, like they still do that, right? So then that means like the possible combinations are a lot. Like three of whatever the three people in the team should get together and figure out like who does what, and try to be a bit like you have to sometimes like figure out, like you have to play it sometimes in real time, right? You know, things go wrong, things don't go as it's planned all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the teamwork will probably depend on like the team, and so like when we were doing, we had like some people, some of us were like for instance, Chethiya was better at geometric problems. So if we get one of those, he would do it. That kind of stuff we had. So I can't remember the exact comparison we had, but so you kind of like split tasks among people. You can do that. Like sometimes it makes like some of the hard problems we discussed among ourselves and solved it. Like, but sometimes you just one person would do it. Like, but you probably have to like have a decent, like a rough plan on how things are gonna go before you do it, and it will totally depend on your team, and it's gonna be like quite different from one team to another.
Yes,
Okay,
no,
you
so I
actually
remember it's like,
covered my next question as well. So you can continue.
yeah,
Well,
so
I was
I
saying,
remember it's like sometimes like when we have some kind of a challenging problems, it's like when we try to do it's like when we try to come up with a solution, and when we don't have answers. I remember there was some cases. It's like we are thinking at the question from different perspectives to coming with the answer. It's like I remember there was some things. It's like there was some physics related question and some Scrabble question. I remember it's like they were not about just the equation for the answer. That it's about in IEEEXtreme 5.0 as I remember. It's like a so one thing is it's like you need to one thing that I really highlight here is, so even like all of the sports around the world, it's like we know that there are a lot of sports team sports, and most of the teams have a lot of individually skilled, talented set of people, but when we consider this competitive nature, it's like how the team get together and how the cohesion and how the teamwork is the one that is really important in this kind of competition, because the change mainly is this is a 24-hour competition, and it's like we need to focus about enhancing the it's like stamina, and it's like expanding the endurance, and it's like this is some kind of this need deep teamwork to come up with that. It's like some kind of strategy how to run 24 hours and how to get the breaks and something like that.
Yeah, so that brings me to my next question as well. So you and I participated in IEEEXtreme last year, and at the end of the competition, even I heard the word going around saying like, if we had a few more minutes, I could have done this problem better or solved this. So my next question is there any tips you can give our participants to on how to manage time with the 24 hours? Was while you were participating, did you set any deadlines for problems, or basically how did you manage time to run for 24 hours without getting into burnouts?
Yeah, you
So
will
Lalintha,
get
would
burnt
you?
out.
Yeah.
Like I think the plan is to get burnt out after 24 hours. uh, uh, I don't know. You still get the problem released in phases. Like you get to 4 or 5 problems at once, and like you are given like few hours. Then is that how it was nowadays? Okay, back then that's how it
I
was.
think
So
we are there. So I think release problems every 2 or 3 hours. It looks like that.
right. So yeah, like so can like it
the first
again like
we
it.
did it was different, and then it was the same, I think.
I see. It depends on the team again, right? Like so, we were sort of lucky to, in most of the ways, we were lucky to like finish off the problems like early on, like we had spare time. Not all the time, not on. If I can remember, not in all phases, but at least in some phases. But yeah, when I don't know, after the first 12, 15 hours, it's hard anyway. So use of coffee and whatnot helped. Anything else you can remember? I can't remember much actually.
It's like Pari, do you have something?
Not.
So it's
Go
like
ahead.
I think so here it's mainly it's like for the 24 hours need to work hard, right, like during that time. So it's like it's about that getting a break for the prior day, and it's like focusing on keeping the mental and physical health for those 24 hours. I remember it's like in the very first time 3.0 competition, before the competition day, our seats were assigned. So we know that the prior day we know we meant literally we know that what is the place that we are going to sit, right? So then, I remember when we see our place that we are going to work, we know that there's an air conditioner next to our desk. So then we managed to get the warm clothes for the competition day. It's not because it's the 24 hours, because for the daytime it's good, but the nighttime and the early morning, it's like it's somewhat challenging, right? And then I remember it's like I'm not exactly sure whether it's 4.0 or 5.0. I think we had some walks around the university premises. And also it's like sometimes when there are some gaps between the problem release sets, we save our cognitive energy. It's like we are not keeping our sensors on. It's like perhaps one team member is looking at the next release questions, and other two members are, it's like getting the break to save the energy for the next time. And so that is something that I think, in addition to the it's like the competitors from the organizing side, how to keep everything very, very smooth will be really helpful, because then it's like can keep just about the next question, something like that.
That was definitely, that were very helpful tips, definitely. So what was it like winning IEEEXtreme? What was your reaction when you found out that you won? So Lalintha, would you like to
I
answer
think
that question?
he found out first. So I think if I remember correctly, he found it out and he conveyed the message to us, because on the first year, nobody knew after the contest, because there were like 4 problems or something that was like graded afterwards. So the results actually came in a day or 2 later. Unlike the other competitions, you would usually know the scoreboard at the end of the competition. This year we didn't know, so it came like a day later. And if I remember correctly, it was Lalintha who first got to know.
Okay, so it's like so the thing that I would like to mention here, it's like so actually just after the, so for the question, the answer, it's like I think just after having that answer, we were very happy, but we didn't realize the magnitude of this victory in the sense of the vision of the IEEE and the IEEEXtreme is going forward in the world. And these competitive programming competitions are also changing in somewhat for the university level and also graduate student sites, like, because now back then I remember if I compare 1999, 25 years back, I think those are the times that most of us were started some programming. But I remember the most challenging thing in that time was, it's like how to find the materials and how to get those books and how to learn those techniques and something like that. But now it's like everything is connected, because we are connected from different parts of the world for this call. It's like everything is available, but it's like how to keep the focus, and because there are a lot of those things, and how to find the quality things, and how to get into the basics and something like that. So about the, it's like the about after the it's like the winning, the thing we know, it's like we realize that this is going something like that. But I would like to emphasize here that winning is just some is a small point, right? It's like it is some kind of a milestone or some kind of a destination, but journey is the thing that matters. It's like how because when we think about that, this in 2009, it's like most of things were started several years back, some of those things. And even when we focus about IEEEXtreme, it's like how we participated early, and the competition time and the after. It's like all of those things that we went through, and then the next 2 years we participated again, and I think Pari participated a lot more than us even after that. So it's like there was some kind of a collective effort throughout the university and with the friends, is like those moving forward. So so it's like the thing that we discussed. I remember we were 3 of us, and also our close friends and some staff members got together, and we know that after winning that, there's something that we can do. And then for the next 4.0 competition and the 5.0 one, so if I tell about the figures, it's like the 3.0, there were 12 teams, and the next year 40 teams were there. And for the 5.0, there were 128 teams. And when we consider the quality, 2 teams were in the top 10, 10 teams in the top 100, 100 teams in the top 500. And it was the time that we faced a big challenge at the university, because at that time, actually, I was very active the first year for the organizing, and the 5.0 time, we were in the final year. So we were also, it's like we were finishing some of the tasks at the final year, as well as we are doing some other things. And then we just participated the competition. And I remember the organizing committee faced a big challenge at that time, because all of the students who are doing some programming related stuff enrolled for the competition. So then who are the people who are doing all of these facilitations? It's like refreshments, meals, medical needs and things. I remember at that time was complete university was some kind of a very nice thing. All of the other disciplines, other engineering disciplines, I mean civil engineering students and all of those things spent with us for the 24 hours. And I remember it's like around from 4 a.m. it's like some non-academic staff members were there. It's like, I think this is some kind of a hierarchical team effort. So if you think in that way, it's like just the three members need to do something, but then it's like, then it's like a set of other, because throughout the year, everyone can learn and then participate in the next year. So I think there are some of the students this time participate for the first time, right? Perhaps they will have a few more times, and even during the graduate studies time, if someone is doing a master's or a PhD, they can also participate. I think still that rule is there, but I didn't check the rules now. So then we were able to transform the momentum of that winning to win it for the university and win it for the country. I remember there was a big celebration event after the 5.0 event, and there all of the top 10 teams were invited. And the most important thing is that it's like those 100 teams were in the 500. It's like, so the most of the newcomers learned to program during that 24 hours and did submit at least 1 or 2 problems and get into the top 500 at the time. So that was the thing, that was the aftermath after the 3.0 to the 5.0, as I remember.
That was what a journey it was. So how did winning IEEEXtreme, how did it impact your opportunities, if it did in any way, maybe academically or professionally? Did it help you in any ways? Mr. Parinda, if you'd like to answer
it. I think we got a bunch of job opportunities because of this. During that year, I think like MIT came in, and I think we were it was before the internship, so a company offered us like internship opportunities and so on, and then we got like lots of presents, which was nice.
Yeah, like IEEE was like quite good. On
and
front.
Yeah, they took us to a conference anywhere. So we booked like 10 days apart or something. Is it like a longer thing? I think after that year they changed the rules so that it's just only the conference part is sponsored. So yeah, so it was very nice.
But I think like I would put it in a way that like the skills that you get, like skills that you build like by participating in programming competitions are like quite like useful in terms of like your career and all. Yeah, like say for interviews and all, coding interviews, like it's quite relevant. Even though you end up not achieving anything out of the competition itself, but the skills that you get are quite useful throughout your career, I guess.
All right. So, any tips you'd like to give the students who will be participating this year? Or any mistakes if you have seen, any common mistakes you've seen the teams make? So, anything you'd like to point out or any tips? Mr. Lalintha, would you like to answer that?
So it's like I would like to make it a few sections. It's like I think there are some students this time participate for the first time, right? It's like I think it's a good thing for you to to get hands-on experience on this one. It's like, and then they to start learning, and then you can keep increasing the quality for the next round. And eventually this will be helpful for you to to improve improve your skills. And it's like the members who already participated early and who has the prior computer programming or other programming experience, they can get together and they can make some kind of a strategy and start practicing toward the end goal. And so now it's like a lot of materials are available and from around the world. And it's like even I think the computer programming is now taught as a course in some of the universities. It's like those materials are also available if someone would like to refer. And so it's like mainly it's like can focus on practicing.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So, would you like to tell us what your future plans are and how IEEEXtreme influenced them, if it did? So I'd like an answer from each of you for that, if you can.
Future plans.
Mr. Chethiya, would you like to start?
It's a good question, but yeah, it's a hard to answer question at this stage of my life. So yeah, like so yeah. In hindsight, yeah, it has helped a lot in terms of career now. All the computer programming stuff we did, including IEEEXtreme. Yeah, these competitions help you in the early stage of your career, as I was trying to tell earlier, as in, yeah, you get the usually these stuff help you get through the certain doors, as in get an interview with a company or something, and the skills then help you get through the interview itself. Big tech usually used to like people who participated in competitions and won them. I guess probably Varuna could speak to the AI side of it. I think he firmly believe these stuff are quite relevant to AI too. If you want to, last time I checked with you, if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, any sort of programming is good for any other. Also, it's helpful. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so now the audience can direct questions to the speakers. You can either unmute and ask your questions or drop the questions in your chat box. If you could, yes. We'll give you a few minutes to drop any questions you have.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is not particular question as per se. Like I just want to, basically thanks these three guys for joining this session with a very quick notice and to share their experience and motivation towards the new young generation. I think it's been quite some time that we had this initial boost up. I think what I want to tell you is like nowadays I know in Sri Lanka section we have altogether Sri Lanka section is now a large section where we have about 3,000 members in it, even though we are a very tiny country. And out of that, about 2,000 members are student members. And we know for a fact that like many of them are joining just because of IEEEXtreme. So that particular boost up as a section, the IEEE membership and volunteering has become a passion just with the boost of this. So this particular event, IEEEXtreme 3.0 winning movement. And it was not just about the extreme competition and competition winning. It was a boost up for all the IEEE community in Sri Lanka, and followed up nowadays there is a little joke among us that saying there is a complaint from IEEE region level and global level that you have too many volunteers. There are too many volunteers to volunteer. Like there is a competition for the volunteering and so on. So likewise. So just to tell you a couple of examples. So today I'm actually in a IEEE conference in Hyderabad. So we had a session from Subodha, Dr. Subodha Charles. I hope most of the students know him. So he's currently at the MGA Student Activities Committee level, and he will be the student IEEE Global, that is MGA Student Activities Committee Chair next year. And then you know about the Pasan Petiagoda, who has been in region for several years for regional student representative, and then representing young professionals global committee. So these guys, so Subodha told mentioned in a session today, he started his career accidentally by volunteering in the IEEEXtreme 4.0, where these guys won the second place as a team name, as a team called Ceylon Spyro, if you guys can remember some nostalgic remembers on like several years back. So that is the time that he started volunteering in that particular specific event, and now he has gone to that far. And that is just a simple couple of examples. And around that, the community that has been built up, now we have like hundreds of volunteers and doing a lot of good works around the community. And it has, Sri Lanka section has been recognized starting from this event. It has been a good recognition throughout the globe, not just in the region, but throughout the globe. Wherever you go, IEEE Sri Lanka section has a really good recognition. I think it all started, boosted up with these couple of events like IEEEXtreme 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, these just after these events. So that was another story behind this that I just want to mention about this thing to the new generation. So just a few background ideas about this one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that insight. So we have a couple of questions in the chat box as well. So the first question is, could we get advice for someone who is participating for the first time in IEEEXtreme? Mr. Lalintha, would you answer that?
I would like to mention, it's like, since at the university life, it's like this is a great opportunity for, it's like to participate in a global competition. And one thing is you can compete with the other teams around the world, and you can measure yourself. I think if you need to improve, you should be able to measure it, right? So then I think this is a good starting point for most of the young undergraduates or the graduate students who are trying to start programming in this way. And the next thing is, I think it's like this was when I was hearing from some of the organizing committee and some friends throughout that time. It was one of the best event at the University of Morocco back then at the time, because all of them were staying for 24 hours, and it's a one of a kind event, because it's like all of the staff, university, and it's like and then the non-academic staff is there. And I remember at the 3.0 time when we were organizing, we were going through it's like there were many challenges, because I remember I was not participate. I was not. I think I was doing many organizing activities, and I missed many lectures and all of those things. At that time, those university exam schedules and all of those things were in clash. But after that, we were able to manage all of those things. We can keep those dates available by even changing those. It's like those university those things as well. Now I think since all of the staff members, most of them are also participated here, so everyone is accommodating this time for students to do that work. So it's a good opportunity to meet a set of new friends and to make connections, and then it's like everyone has a unique set of talents, because I know that I think most of the audience in this meeting, everyone got selected to the university. So that means everyone has some unique set of talents, and this is a good opportunity to brush up that and to see how to move forward. So, and I would like to enhance I'd like to mention something here. It's like, so I remember there was some question in the middle, but I wasn't able to answer that. But I would like to mention now it here. It's like there was a question about how it affects the academic and the professional area, right? So the main thing is throughout the life and all of the things, we need to make set of decisions. So in here, if we spend, so this is a good opportunity to brush up your things, to make set of decisions that you take. So in your show, so it's like when we consider those undergraduate students, so you need to select some of the subjects, right? You need to select what is the time that you need to it's like study, and what is the time that you need to stop, and what is the decision that you need to make there, because there are a lot of career decisions and academic decisions you have to make. But this is a good thing for you to make a new perspective, to create a perspective without moving, without traveling to anywhere, because the logistic there at the university, you can just spare some time and few days and get that experience. And I assure that it's like if this is the first time that you are going through, so you are not the same person after that 24 hours. You will see some new things, and what are the things that you need to focus on, what are the future directions, and it's like how to foresee some of the things that to learn on. It's like some, especially I consider about the new students, but it's like the competitive programming who are very experienced things, people, students, so they can focus on how to work more, and how to improve their skills to rank better.
Yeah. So try to pick a team. As in, be mindful of like what you like the team that you are picking up. Like try to pick people who complement each other. Sort of. It's up to you. Mainly, there could be someone who's good at programming, someone who's good at testing, or like all three could be good at programming. Yeah, there's no much of teamwork. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is, most of the students are using AI tools to do their assignments. What do you think about programming students using AI to solve problems and generating code? And the next, following that, do the industry use AI to solve problems and generate codes as well?
I think Varun is the best person to answer, but I also can.
I don't know.
So I'd like to mention some things here. It's like, so I did I did my research study in the AI related work. So, but I would like to mention here, it's like, so when we consider it's like these studies and it's like this programming nature and all of those things, first everyone can focus on the fundamentals. It's like mathematics, it's like algorithms, data structures, and all of those fundamental sciences in every field. It's like whether it's chemistry, physics, or anything. So because nowadays it's like very attractive, those materials are available, but without knowing those underlying those things, it's like if you will use that blindly, so you don't know eventually what are the things that you are doing. Because even at we know that when we were doing interviews and when we were interviewing sort of members on the country, it's like most of the places, it's like some of them are lacking the fundamentals, because a lot of materials available, but those are not interconnected very well. So I would like to emphasize that it's better to first understand and deeply understand what is the thing that you are working on, and then you can use it. And when we consider the AI, it's like, yes, we can use that to enhance the life, but it's like when we consider these studies and studying and these competitive nature, I think it's really better to work on those things. But about some of those, it's like about the things that I would like to mention some point here. It's like, I remember when we were preparing to the competition, we had some templates. It's like with program headers and something like that. And it's like, so those are sometimes useful because we can save the time, and we can use the editor that we were using and those things. But it's like the problem itself, if we are going to go with those things, eventually when the hard problems come up, and you will know how to go through that. You don't know how to go through it.
Yes, definitely. So the next question is a bit out of the topic, and that is, can you recommend some online courses and degree programs to follow the studies on computer science? Also, I think the next question is directed to Mr. Chethiya. How do we get into Google as a software engineer?
Like any other company, right? Like you basically apply, get an interview. There's coding interviews, a few of them. Yeah, if you do well, then yeah, you get an offer. Yeah, I don't think Google self have anything unique in terms of like hiring process. Like pretty much all companies nowadays follow similar pattern. Now these days are like tough on like most of the companies in terms of hiring, but yeah, that's how it generally works. Yeah, usually it's hard to get an interview. Like if you get a referral, then that's the best way to get an interview. Refer for someone.
Okay, so there's a question posted publicly as well. Best channels to learn Python in DSA and WP. So, Mr. Parinda, would you like to answer that?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, usually this probably if you do a search, you can find some answers for these sort of questions, I think, or use an AI. these days AIs are good at answering these questions.
I think that's the end of the questions from the audience. So to close things up, would you like to share anything else, any additional tips to our participants? Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think
Lalintha, would you like to add anything to
thanks.
close this up?
You said nothing particular.
Yeah, thanks
There are
for having us.
Like if there are specific questions, we can try to answer.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
it seems
okay.
like there are questions, so it's good.
Yeah. In general, I would say work on your like sharpening up your analytical skills, whatever you do. That's sort of basics for most of the things we do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that very valuable insights, very insightful hours. And once again, thank you to our esteemed guest speakers. The insights you guys provided were definitely helpful, will be helpful to anyone who's participating in IEEEXtreme or even outside the competitive programming as well. So thank you so much for joining us. It's incredible to have you guys here. So, and that brings us to the end of today's session. So before we end the session, we'd like to take a photograph to keep it as a memory, by the way. So everyone, if you can download the virtual background from the chat box and join us by turning on your cameras, it would be really great. We'll give you a few minutes to set things up, and then we'll take a picture in a minute. Also, while you set up, we have provided the feedback link on the chat box, and I think we shared on WhatsApp group as well. So give your feedback into the session. Just take a few minutes to fill that form up as well. Okay, so on a count of three, I'll be taking the screenshots. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
Wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for joining us, our esteemed speakers. So please accept our token of appreciation. And yes, thank you very much. It's really great to have you guys here. Okay, so that brings us to the thank you for joining, everyone. It was nice having you guys, and hope you guys will connect with us for our future sessions as well. So keep in touch, keep on alert about our WhatsApp group as well. So Goodbye and have a very wonderful evening. Thank you.